Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst and friend to Shepard Smith reporting. Good to see you.
Pleasure.
You know what? You might call this way into the weeds. So I want to take us out of there and just maybe simplify what the importance is for the American public, because there are a lot of things that need to get done. We're curious about Obamacare and what's going to replace it, so on and so forth. But we're talking ethics today.
Okay, so the ethical problem that we see over and over and over again in the Congress is where members of Congress shape legislation to enrich their donors, which they're not permitted to do. And sometimes they do it in ways that is so stealthy, it's difficult to find their fingerprints on it. So in order to eradicate this, the ethics prosecution was divided between a team that would investigate and prosecute and a team that would judge the behavior of the congressperson whose behavior has been called into question. The Republicans wanted to get rid of the prosecutors, and they wanted to put everything in the hands of the judges. So the judges, who are members of Congress, 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats. It's 3 and 3, no matter which party controls Congress. So that those 6 would decide who gets prosecuted, what they get prosecuted for, and how aggressively the prosecution would be, rather than having an independent, bipartisan, nonpartisan, professional prosecuting team, which they hired in 2008. That's the people the Republicans tried to get rid of in secret this morning. And the president-elect, who's never been in Congress, had the courage to say, what? I just got elected saying we're going to drain the swamp, and you want to plug up the drain.
Is it courage or just common sense? I mean, look, as you explain it to me, now I understand it even better when I've been reading that some of the people who were pushing for this might have had some investigations in their history.
Which is why, before we came on air, you asked me, do we know who they are? The answer is no, we don't know who they are, because the proposal to get rid of this prosecution team was made in secret.
Well, we know that the name of it was Goodlatte.
Well, we do know that I don't believe he's a defendant in any ethics prosecution. He's chairman of the House Judiciary Committee.
But his name was attached to this.
Correct. But we know that this was done in secret, so we don't know who the others were that supported it. We know they were all Republicans, and it was a majority of Republicans.
So are you okay with the ethics of even that basic premise? Because House Speaker Ryan and others had said, you know, they were pushing against this, and so they met in secret behind closed doors. I guess that sort of thing is okay, but we talk about ethics with the ethics people.
It happens all the time.
So it's okay?
I don't know that it's okay. It's okay under the Constitution, because the Constitution says each house can write its own rules. And the House of Representatives has written rules which say we can craft legislation in secret as long as we eventually reveal it and debate it in the open. But when legislation is crafted by people who may be the targets of these investigations, the people that they represent, their constituents, have the right to know that, and they don't.
All right, so a man who sat on the bench and yourself, have you ever seen a situation where we would find out the information so extemporaneously?
I've never
Through a tweet?
No.
We know everything.
I've not. Donald Trump...
About that fight?
Yes. Donald Trump has more power than he even realizes. If one tweet, if fewer than 140 characters can say to the majority in the House, stop, and they stop. That's terrific. And it also shows that he's going to stand by something he promised, draining the swamp, rather than going along with the majority in his own party.
All right, I want to move ahead to just another issue that's popped up today, and that is, on one side, Senator Schumer of New York, as he's ready to lead the Democrats in the Senate, saying that he's going to try to meet, well, they're going to meet with President Obama tomorrow. They're going to try to stop the bleeding of Obamacare, and what that could look like down the road. What do Republicans need to be positioned to do as Democrats go on the attack?
Well, the Republicans need to be positioned so that they don't look heartless. You just ran a clip from Senator Schumer saying, Mr. President-elect, if you're going to get rid of Obamacare, how are you going to account for the health care needs of the American public? I'm sorry to tell Senator Schumer, that's not in the Constitution. It's not a federal responsibility. The best thing the feds can do is to stay the heck out of the health care market and let the free market find and cause inexpensive, unregulated health care for people that want to pay for it.
With you here, my new year has begun. Judge, thank you. We'll be right back.